Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Austin Parry Show. I'm your host, Austin Parry. This is the Austin Parry Show where we talk about current events, politics, culture, and news. Tonight is Friday, April 9th, 2021. I want to thank you very much for tuning in and being here with me today. And if you would be so kind as to please like this video, and also please leave a comment, let me know what you're thinking, give me some criticism, I encourage that. Please subscribe to my channel if you're watching on YouTube. I also back these videos up on Rumble and BitChute. Please share this video, please text this video, please email this video to your friends and family. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the notification bell. And also, please visit my website, austinparry.org, P-A-R-R-Y. Or you can visit my second website, austinparryart.com. Or if you're feeling generous, please leave me a donation. I'm not taking money from big tech. I'm not taking handouts from the government. I'm just a hardworking middle-class citizen. And if you are feeling generous, please give me a donation via PayPal. My email address is austin.parry@gmail.com. And once again, that's P-A-R-R-Y. All right, thank you very much. And without further ado, let's get into the news. I have some articles here that I have printed up that I want to talk to you guys about. And as you can see, I actually have a pretty hefty stack tonight, so I'm going to try and get through it quick and not make this video too long. Another thing I forgot to mention is tonight is episode 3 of my podcast that I've started, the Austin Parry Show, and it is going well so far. I have plans so my plan is to basically put out a video every single day. And so tonight's episode 3. And so our first news story that we have is from mtonews.com. DMX received COVID vaccine days before heart attack. Family says no drugs. Let's get a .cam on that. There it is. DMX receives COVID vaccine days before heart attack. Family says no drugs. Let's read here. Rap legend DMX, real name Earl Simmons, is currently in the ICU after suffering from a massive heart attack. Earlier reports speculated that DMX's condition may have been brought about because of an alleged drug overdose. But MTO News spoke with a member of the Simmons family who believes that it was not drugs that caused the heart attack. In an exclusive interview, MTO News spoke with DMX's family member who told us that he received the COVID vaccine about a week before he suffered from the heart attack. DMX's family member told MTO News DMX got the vaccine when they opened it up to people over 50. He got it so that he could go travel and perform, stuff like that. And the family member suspected that DMX's heart attack could have been a reaction to the vaccine. The family member explained, everyone in the news keeps saying that DMX had a drug overdose. How do they know? I'm in the family, and no doctor told me anything about an overdose. So, this is mtonews.com. And apparently there is a family member claiming that they suspect that the vaccine could have contributed towards the death of DMX. Very interesting story. That's the source, mtonews.com. .cam on that one last time. Let's move on to the next story, which is on basically the same topic. But I have a counter argument for DMX potentially dying from the vaccine. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, I don't know. But I have Snopes.com, which is a very highly regarded fact-checking source. And they say that based on did DMX take COVID-19 vaccine days before heart attack, Snopes.com, they say, .cam, unproven. So, that's what Snopes.com has to say. And today, Friday the 9th, 2021, we had 2 celebrity deaths, which were very noteworthy. We had DMX, which obviously just covered that story. And next, we have Prince Philip has died, people. And it saddens my heart that Prince Philip is gone. I have an article here about it from 7news.com.au. It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness, the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. An official statement by Buckingham Palace announced. Let's get a document cam shot on this article that I printed up to talk to you guys about. Let's continue. His Royal Highness has passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss. While the cause of the Duke's death has not yet been announced, he was admitted to King Edward VII Hospital in London in February after feeling unwell. Within an hour of his arrival, camera crews and photographers from the UK, Australia, France, Germany had gathered outside the hospital where policemen stood guard. The palace said Philip did not have a pandemic-related illness. He and Her Majesty had their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine earlier in January. Later, the palace said he was receiving medical attention for an unspecified infection. Prince Philip was okay, Prince William said after his 99-year-old grandfather spent a 6th night in the hospital. Yes, he's okay. They're keeping an eye on him, William said on a visit to a vaccination center in eastern England. Royal reporters have delivered his message with a wink. Philip's eldest son, Prince Charles, was the first family member of the royal family to visit when he made the 320-kilometer round trip from somewhere to Gloucestershire. So, that's really big news. Prince Philip, 99 years old. He was the husband to the Queen. There's a reason for why he's not king. He's just prince. I looked it up a while ago. I can't remember what the reason is. But now the patriarch of the royal British family is his son. I believe it's Prince Charles is Philip's son, who's like around 75 years old or something. Prince Philip, again, 99 years old at the age of death. He was only about 2 months away from making it to 100 years old. Sad that he's gone. And let's move on to the next article. The next article that I printed up from the internet to talk with my fellow people about, Slight.cam, let me just read it real quick here, is from CNN.com. Yes, I am reporting on CNN.com. Volcano erupts for a second time on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent. That was another big, noteworthy news story of today, Friday, April 9th, 2021. We had DMX's death, we had Prince Philip's death, and we had a volcanic eruption in the Caribbean on the island of St. Vincent. Shall we read? The La Sorofi volcano on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent erupted for a second time Friday, according to the country's National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO. The second explosion eruption was smaller than the first one, which occurred earlier on Friday, according to NEMO's Twitter account. Another explosion observed, the vertical ash column, estimated to have gone approximately 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles, into the atmosphere. We continue to monitor and update the UWI Seismic Research Center, which is working with local authorities, said on its official Facebook page. Dora James, Director General of St. Vincent and Grenadines Red Cross, said the second eruption was ongoing. It's over an hour now, she told CNN by phone from nearby. Ash is going into the air. There have been no reports of injuries or property damage so far, according to James. Scientists and some residents who did not evacuate remain near the volcano, she said. Authorities have said it's likely that explosive eruptions could continue to occur for days and possibly weeks. That's not good for the people living close to that volcano, but that's really interesting. Volcanic explosion in the Caribbean. I live in Florida, it's close to the Caribbean. And, wow. A lot of people probably have to evacuate. That's just a pretty interesting story, I think, that people should know about. Volcano explodes in the Caribbean. And there's the story. I just read it to you from CNN. Document cam shot. All right, moving on to the next article. We're making pretty good time here. We got a few left. OANN.com, OneAmericanNewsNetwork.com. Representative Steve Scalise about 100 migrants crossing the border every hour. Let's get a quick document cam shot on that one. Republican Representative Steve Scalise speaks during a press conference. As the border crisis continues to grow, House Minority Representative Steve Scalise has shared the real experience at the southern border. In a tweet Friday, the Louisiana lawmaker shared a live video which showed an estimated 100 unaccompanied minors freely crossing into the U.S. And it just goes on from there. But honestly, this is a really big issue. We have basically wide open borders right now. There are large segments of the border which have walls that we've built. The large walls that you've seen, the slats with the grooves, the tall metal walls. And so wherever there are streets that go through the border where we built the wall, there would be a large segment of the gated wall that would slide out, and there's a large opening so semi-trucks going both ways can go through. So towards the end of Trump's administration, those would be shut during the nighttime hours when the majority of illegal crossings happen, and during the daytime hours when there would be traffic going both ways across the Mexican-American border. There would be the Border Patrol, and occasionally there would also be local police authorities monitoring those checkpoints. Now, under the Biden administration, literally those openings are just left wide open with no Border Patrol, no local police, nobody monitoring those crossings, and they're not closed at night. They're just left open all the time now under the Biden administration. Why is that? I don't understand why that is. Because what's the deal? I mean, if we don't have any borders, we don't have a country. Like, some people literally just want no countries. It doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, why do you have a fence around your yard? Why do you have walls on your house? Why do you have a door on your front door of your house or apartment or whatever? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like, so then, okay, so there's no country lines. So there's no state lines, or there's no city lines. There's no county lines. I mean, they really don't make any sense to me anyways. So that was Representative Steve Scalise saying that about 100 migrants are crossing the border. It says within the hour. It's every hour. It's more than that. It's way more than that. They say there's like, whatever, 20, 25, 30 illegal, 20, 25, 30 million illegals here within the United States. There's probably more than that. There's probably 50 million illegals here right now, folks. On to the next article. And they're draining all the citizens who are actually paying the tax dollars to keep the system going. People that are paying into that, the hardworking people who are actually the citizens, and then the people who come over here illegally are just leeching off of that and draining, taking all the resources and just getting all these free handouts from the government, all this government money. And so I don't agree with that. And next article that we have is from Infowars.com. High school coach fired after refusing to enforce insane outdoor masks during sports. So literally, document cam shot. I'm not making this up. This is a real article you can find online. Go fact check it. Go look into it. Research it. Expand your mind. Become enlightened. I'm trying to show you guys that there's some really crazy stuff going on. So once again, high school coach fired after refusing to enforce insane outdoor masks during sports. They literally want the students to wear masks while they're running around the track, depriving them of oxygen. And the mask is acting as a petri dish, and your hot breath and all that bacteria is growing in that moist, warm environment right on the surface of the inside of the mask, just like a petri dish, like a supercharged petri dish, faster than germs would grow within a petri dish probably. I even saw on Mythbusters, they tested items around the house to see which had the most germs and bacteria on it, and the sponge had the most bacteria on it out of all your household items, which makes sense because it's like you're using it to clean and it gets wet and then it's like in a drying, and then so it's like always got that moisture, and so there's tons of germs and stuff on it. It's the same thing with the mask. The mask gets moist because of your breath, and your breath is warm also. So not only moisture, not only water, but hot breath. And so it's creating a supercharged petri dish inside of your mask. And it's causing people to have skyrocketed gingivitis and bad breath. And it's also causing bacterial pneumonia, especially in really old people. If you're 95 years old and you're always wearing a mask, you're going to die of bacterial pneumonia, most likely. The mask is a symbol of slavery, and it's all about compliance, obedience, and just getting people to go along with the communist system. And I think that if you are hiking an Arctic trail and it's really cold and it's in a blizzard, and you're out hiking in the blizzard, yeah, wear a balaclava to keep your face warm so you don't get frostbite on your nose tip or your lips. Or if you are a surgeon at a hospital and you're performing surgery and you're leaning over a cut open body, you should probably wear a mask so you don't accidentally get a spittle droplet into a cut open body. So yeah, wear a surgical mask. But the vast majority of people just living their everyday lives, going about the world, should not be wearing masks. It's doing more harm than it is good, people. And they're trying to strip you of your identity. They don't want your face being shown. They don't want people to see smiles. It's causing psychological discomfort for people to go into a crowded place and not see any facial expression, not see any smiles. People that are hard of hearing or hearing impaired need to see people talking so they can decipher what they're saying. What about those communities, those small communities of people like hearing impaired people? You just don't even think about those communities, people that are like so pro-mask. I just don't understand. And like I was saying, from Infowars.com, we have the article, Coach Fired After Refusing to Enforce Outdoor Masks. Coach Keys was working at blah, blah, blah. These insane policies are robbing kids of once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for no valid reason other than irrational fears going along with the sheep. Oh. Can't disagree with you there. But honestly, why are they making kids wear masks when they're running around the track or when they're playing soccer or when they're playing baseball? Why are they making kids wear masks anyways? Hasn't it been over a year now with COVID and what happened to 2 weeks to flatten the curve? And isn't children supposedly the lowest risk class of people? So let's move on. This is from usnews.com. China issues new threats to Taiwan. The island's military won't stand a chance. Whoa! That is concerning, people. China is threatening Taiwan. They're doing flyovers in their jets. They have their military vessels, seagoing vessels, naval ships coming dangerously and frighteningly close to the Taiwan border in a show of force and a show of strength. Let's read a little bit from the article here. The threat comes amid a series of provocative actions and warnings in recent days by the Chinese military. The People's Liberation Army, or PLA, including a series of air and naval incursions into territory that Taiwan claims as its own. Beijing considers Taiwan a renegade province of mainland China, not a sovereign nation. The PLA exercises are not only warnings, but also show real capabilities and pragmatically practicing reunifying the island. And if it comes to that, an unnamed told the Chinese state news service Global Times in a fiery article it published Friday morning. It added that people of Taiwan are dashing into a war that they cannot win. Woo! I hope that things de-escalate. I hope that diplomacy ensues. I hope that there isn't any war because I don't want people to die. And it's scary to think that we might be close because if China invades Taiwan, so basically we have an alliance with, America does, the United States of America has an alliance with South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, and the Philippines. And by alliance, I mean relatively good relationships with those countries. And so that kind of acts as a first defense system against Chinese aggression and advancement in the Pacific theater towards America's West Coast, California, Washington, and Oregon. And so let's hope that China doesn't try and invade Taiwan, because once they invade Taiwan, then they're going to invade Japan, then they're going to invade Hawaii, then they're going to invade California. You heard it here first. I hope it doesn't happen, though. And that's not even really a prediction. I'm just saying that's circumstances or a set of events, a series of events that potentially could happen. All right, moving on to the next article. Watch now. Elon Musk's Neuralink shows monkey with brain chip playing video game by thinking. This is from STLtoday.com. STLtoday.com. That's the source. Here's the document. This one was printed up horizontally because that's how the letters fit into the page better. Billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk's brain chip startup released footage on Friday appearing to show a monkey playing a simple video game after getting implants of the new technology. The 3-minute video by Neuralink shows Pager, a male macaque with chips embedded in each side of its brain, playing Mind Pong. Although he was trained to move a joystick, It is now unplugged. He controls the paddle simply by thinking and moving his hand up and down. First Neuralink product will enable someone with paralysis to use a smartphone with their mind faster than someone using thumbs. Musk tweeted on Thursday. Here's the Elon Musk tweet. I'm going to read it for you. Let me show you. Elon Musk tweeted out, he says, first Neuralink product will enable someone with paralysis to use a smartphone with their mind faster than someone using thumbs. Later versions will be able to shut signals from Neuralink in brain to Neuralink in body motor sensor neuron clusters, thus enabling, for example, paraplegics to walk again. The device is implanted flush with skull and charges wirelessly. So you look and feel totally normal. No wires. You don't need those wires. Neuralink works by recording and decoding electrical signals from the brain using more than 2,000 electrodes implanted in regions of the monkey's motor cortex that coordinate hand and arm movements, the video's voiceover said. Using this data, we calibrate the decoder by mathematically modeling the relationship between patterns of neural activity and the different joystick movements they produce. Co-founded by Musk in 2016, San Francisco-based Neuralink aims to implant wireless brain-computer chips to help cure neurological conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, and spinal cord injuries and fuse humankind with artificial intelligence. In August 2020, Musk unveiled a pig with Neuralink chip implant, describing it as a Fitbit in your skull. Oh, so fun. Musk has a history of bringing together diverse experts to develop technology previously limited to academic labs, including for rockets and electrical vehicles through companies such as Tesla Inc. and SpaceX. So they got brain chips that they're putting in monkeys that they say a macaque. They got orangutans, they got gorillas, they got chimpanzees, they got humans. They're already doing it. They already got thousands of humans with these brain chips, millions probably. Literally in underground military facilities, they have pods, pods with fluid with a human inside of it, with in an unconscious dreamlike state with wires coming out of their head, hooking it up with a smart machine interface, just like the Matrix people. They came out with the Matrix in 1999 to imprint on your brain the idea of people being in pods with wires coming out of the back of their heads. So you are in a comfortable environment when you're eating your popcorn, eating your milk duds, drinking your Coca-Cola. You feel safe while you're watching it. You're like, oh, that's just a movie. That's just sci-fi. That's not real life. So when they actually come out with on TV and in news articles about how that's actually what they're doing in real life, it was normalized for you. And so you saw it in that safe environment in the movie theater back in 1999. You already know about it. It's already imprinted on your brain. You don't reject it when they come out with it, even though you know it's not good. You see it as a trendy, cool science thing, like they're brainwashing us, people. I'm just saying, all right. So once again, Elon Musk's Neuralink shows monkey with brain chip playing video game by thinking. On to the next article. This is NPR.org. Chinese researcher who created gene-edited babies sentenced to 3 years in prison. Whoa! Document cam shot on that one. So you know it is the real deal. I'm not just fibbing up here. I'm actually pulling sources from online, analyzing them, breaking them down, and then I print them up and then I come on camera and talk to you guys about it. And let's read a bit of this article. A Chinese scientist who shocked the medical community last year, by the way, this article was from 2019. A Chinese scientist who shocked the medical community last year when he said he had illegally created the world's first gene-edited babies has been sentenced to 3 years in prison by a court in southern China. He Junquei announced in November 2018 that he had used a powerful technique called CRISPR on human embryo to edit the genes of twin girls. Ooh. He said he modified a gene with the intention of protecting the girls against HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. Many scientists expressed concerns about possible unintended side effects of the genetic changes that could be passed down to future generations. Scary stuff. They are just straight up editing genes, and they have designer babies now. It's all the rage in China. You don't want your baby to grow up and be bald? Well, pay several thousands of dollars, several tens of thousands of dollars, several, in some cases, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars for a gene-edited baby who doesn't have the gene for male pattern baldness. Or if you want your baby to be a certain height, or if you want your baby to be more of a certain type of facial structure, or you can edit all these things, people. They're already doing it. They've been doing it forever. They've been making clones since World War II, or probably before that. I wouldn't be surprised if they were making clones around the turn of the century, like pre-World War I, like in like 1905 or something. Like even probably the 1870s or 1880s, they were probably like the super high elite, secret groups and stuff were probably already making clones. But I mean, they were, it's mainstream. Like you can look it up, do some research, look into it, do some research for yourself. In the 80s, they were cloning animals, and it was in the mainstream news. So, and they're cloning humans. I mean, that's what the Captain America Marvel storyline is all about, the superhuman soldiers. So they've been trying to genetically modify and clone soldiers, to make them stronger. So this was, if you're wondering about the source on this article, by the way, www.npr.org. NPR, folks. I mean, that's about as mainstream and news accredited source as you get. One more document cam shot on that. Not making this up, folks. Next article and last article, and carrying in the same vein as the last article, from theweek.com. Theweek.com. WEEK. 7 genetically modified animals that glow in the dark. Let me repeat that title of this article. 7 genetically modified animals that glow in the dark. And you're going to like this dot cam. I printed this one up color. Look at how that sheep that's been genetically modified with cuttlefish genes to glow in the dark looks. What? Wow. Sheep. Good news. Nighttime shepherds. Sheep can now glow in the dark. Well, technically only 9 of the woolly animals can, and they're in Uruguay. When these sheep were born in October 2012, scientists in the Animal Reproductive Institute of Uruguay immediately injected them with a green protein found in the aquaphor Victoria jellyfish. Sorry, not cuttlefish, jellyfish. As the sheep grew, they looked and acted like any other 4-legged balls of fluff, except that they gave off a greenish glow after being exposed to a certain ultraviolet light. Check them out. Yeah, check them out. I showed you the dot cam shot of that. Scary stuff, people. They've got rabbits. They've got pigs. I mean, it goes on and on. In 2008, scientists in Taiwan claimed to have a world's first pigs that glowed from the inside out. While other researchers have bred partially fluorescent pigs, these genetically modified pigs had not only glowing skin and eyes, but also organs, including the heart. Scientists added DNA from fluorescent jellyfish to more than 260 pig embryos, which were then implanted into 8 different cells, 4 of which became pregnant. The result was 3 male piglets whose eyes, teeth, and snouts had a slightly greenish tint during the day, but would glow entirely green in the dark after being introduced to a blue light. I mean, they got monkeys, they've got all different kinds of animals, they're doing all kinds of stuff. Folks, the movie Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex, they're like, they took the raptor DNA and they took this DNA, and they're doing that in real life. They're making human-animal hybrids, they've got chimeras, they've been reporting on this stuff in the mainstream news since going back like the 70s, 80s. I mean, you know, it was considered quackery back then, but I mean, it's real proven stuff. Look into it. Do your own research. You know, I'm not making this up. To some, it might be shocking. Other people will probably not surprised at all. But that's my last article from theweek.com, 7 genetically modified animals that glow in the dark. All right, well, thank you very much for staying with me the whole video and watching the whole video. I appreciate it very much. And I just want to say again, thank you for tuning in. And this is, once again, the Austin Parry Show, where we talk about current events, politics, culture, and news. And once again, it's Friday, April 9th, 2021. Just like to timestamp the videos like that. And please, if you can, give this video a like. It really helps me out. Give this video a comment. That's a great way to help me as well. Tell me what you thought about the video. Tell me what you think about the articles that I just talked about. Offer some criticism. I welcome that. Please share this video. Either text this video or email this video to your friends and family. Really help me out. Thank you very much. If you do that, you don't have to, obviously. Hit the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. Like I said, I'm backing this video up on Brighteon and also on, no, I'm sorry, not Brighteon, BitChute and also Rumble. So there's 3 main platforms that I'm using right now. Eventually, I will probably be uploading videos directly onto my website. I don't have it built for that format right now. But I am using YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. So you can find my videos on those 3 platforms. Please visit my website, which is austinparry.org. That's a constantly evolving website. I'm in the process of revamping it and making it better right now. My second website is austinparryart.com. And if you would like, please leave me a donation. My email address is austinparry.com, Parry, and that you can leave me a donation via PayPal that way. And that concludes episode 3. That's 3 videos in 3 days. I'm really going to try hard to stay consistent and to keep doing my videos every day, putting out news, putting out ideas, putting out information that you might not otherwise be thinking about. And thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day. Peace and love, and have a good night.